Hello. I'm an Englishman who lives in Greece. I've lived here for 7.5 years now. And still, I'm learning brand new things about the people and the language every day. And something just occurred to me that is quite an interesting revelation, actually. In Greek, sometimes when you ask a question or you ask for something and they just give you a straight point blank answer, and sometimes it sounds really rude. To an English person, it sounds rude. And sometimes you think, oh my God, they're a bit rude. But actually, they're not. It's not rude at all. I never thought it was anyway, because I always just thought they're just being really direct. But another layer of it revealed itself to me today. For example, I went up to a cafe and I asked for a glass of tap water because I was thirsty. By the way, Greece was one of the only countries that I'd ever been to when I first moved here that would just give you one without a second question. Many places in other parts of the world would say, no, we don't give glasses of tap water, you have to pay €2 and buy a bottle. Greece always gives tap water. Now in the rest of the world, they started to follow on with that. But anyway, that aside, so always grateful for that. So I said, μπορώ να πάρω ένα ποτήρι νερό παρακαλώ, can I have a glass of water? And I saw she got big pint glasses, big glasses. I said, ένα μεγάλο αν μπορείς, a big one if you can. She went, μεγάλο δεν γίνεται, μόνο αυτό μπορώ να σου δώσω. And she showed me this. And that means, no, not having any big ones, no big glasses allowed or whatever. I'm only allowed to give you this. I didn't ask yati, but maybe if I'd asked yati, which means why, she would have said apogerevete, which means it's not allowed. Apogerevete, it's forbidden. Now, to an Englishman ear, this sounds a little bit rude. Like in English, in England, you would say, they would use humor or something. You'd say, oh, I'm so sorry, not allowed to give the big ones. Our boss, oh God, he's a bit crazy and he doesn't really let us give like the big glasses out. He only lets us give like the small ones. I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? Sorry. All right, enjoy that one. I'll tell you what, drink that round the corner quick and come back and give you another one. Like this. But I feel like in Greece, it's not being rude. They're just telling it how it is. It's just delivering the point. It's just saying, απλά δεν γίνεται. Δεν μπορούμε να δώσουμε τα μεγάλα ποτήρια. Αυτά, And I feel like in England, English language and English delivery and intonation is all about alluding to something. It's all about reading in between the lines. It's all about humor. It's all about saying something you don't really mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, I'm sure, which means actually, are you sure? Like, oh, sorry, which means you should have got out of my way, Passive aggressive. But a lot of humor where we're a bit more subtle in saying what we mean, or we'll use apologies a lot, and it would be considered very cold if we just kind of said it straight out, wouldn't it, without any humor or any smiles or whatever. But in most other countries, that's what they do. And in Greece, they'll ask you straight out, or they'll just tell it how it is. And I guess I've always known that on a level, but today when she said δεν γίνεται, I'm like, well, why not? Like, why can't you just give me a big glass with water? What difference does it make? But she was like, just being told what her boss told her. She's just delivering the message. She's not questioning the rules. There's no reason to add humor to it. There's no reason to add alluding to anything else. There's no reason to suggest you should read in between the lines, because that is the rule, and she knows it, and she just assumes that you're going to recognize that as well once she tells you, right? Like yesterday, I overheard a conversation on the train between two women, and I didn't understand, I didn't hear exactly what they said, but just the tone of voice. She said, γιατί έκανε έτσι? And like, δεν ξέρω, which means, why do you do it like that? And she said, ήθελε να πάει στο μπάνιο. Like, I'm just inventing this conversation. But something about the intonation and the way this girl was asking the question was so innocent, and so just kept asking innocently it was like the 1950s or something. And the way the woman was replying was just really matter of fact. And then she said, είναι πολύ άσχημο αυτό που μου λες. Πολύ άσχημο είναι αυτό που μου λες. That means it's very bad that what you're telling me now. It's like they have to spell it out. They have to say it. they have to say it, point it out, you know. I suppose in England it would just be obvious by the subtleties or the eyes or the way that we, you know, it's just a completely different way of expressing things. That is why I love languages so much, you know, and it's so much deeper than just the words. I love languages so much, but not just for the words, for everything that they stand for, everything that they represent in the culture, the intonation, the accent. There's so much more to it than just the words. And it's like a whole hidden language even beneath the words in what different meanings they can mean, and you know. So yeah, basically message to English tourists or English people, if you ever come across Greeks that sound a bit direct or you know, sorry, no can do. You know, in English we'd offer an explanation that might last like 20 minutes. In Greek, maybe they're just going to say it. Δεν είναι αυτό. Yeah, πρέπει να πάμε σπίτι αυτό. You know, like we've got to go home, and that's that. That's why. You know, like very matter of fact, and that's just the way it is. So, in the words of Celine Dion, baby, and that's the way it is. Σας αγαπώ.